There was a story I read earlier this week about a pastor. His name is Mark Brewer at Crosspoint Wesleyan Church in New Brunswick in Canada. And basically at this church, there was this 20-year-old guy who has been going to the church, volunteering with the church. He's like the model churchgoer, if that's your thing. He's gone on mission trips with this church. He's volunteered for them so much, and he's gay. And recently, it became known that he's gay. And so the church's leadership had a decision to make, which is, how do you respond when there's an openly gay person in your congregation? And I would have thought the right thing to do would be to say to this student, we may not love your homosexuality, but we love you, and we're going to stand up for you because look at all the amazing things you've done with this church. They didn't do that. They didn't even think about doing that. What they told him is, you need to stop volunteering because we're afraid that some parents might be upset about your homosexuality and not want to leave you with their children. That's what they said to this kid. Like, stop being a volunteer because other people might be bigots and they're really homophobic. And so you're on your own here. You can come to church. You can tithe and give us money all you want, but you can't really volunteer with the kids. And my first thought is like, oh, really, Pastor? Like, what do you think he's going to do with the kids? Like, let them finish the bigoted thought that's in their head right there. Because you have to be, using some sort of awful prejudice to say gay people can't be around children. So I'm upset for that kid because, honestly, I could go two ways. I could say, I'm glad the church did that because it makes them look bad, and I hope other people leave that church and other churches because of that sort of anti-gay sentiment. But at the same time, if you're this 20-year-old kid and you've dedicated so much of your life to that church, how must you be feeling right now? You have to be feeling horrible that they're saying, all the work you've done for us, we don't care. Your sexuality says it precludes you from doing any of these awesome things you've been doing because some people might be, prejudiced. It's an awful thing for a church leader to do. I hope this kid leaves the church, and I hope he finds a better one if he's a Christian. But I'm just appalled that anyone could say and do such a thing. And at least, here's what makes me feel a little better. If you go on Crosspoint Wesleyan Church's Facebook page, there were a lot of people just criticizing them for that decision, including a lot of Christians who can't believe any church leader would do such a thing. So at least there's that, light at the end of the tunnel, but it doesn't help the kid. He's not allowed to volunteer, and he's not allowed to be around these children because they can't get around their stereotypes. My name is Hemant Mehta. I write for friendlyatheist.com, and we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and become part of this discussion.